The Fujifilm X-T5 has been the camera that I've been using over the past couple of years. It's been a very capable camera and has done everything I needed to do, especially paired with something like the XF33mm f1.4 or the XF23mm f1.4, the LM version. These are usually my go-to prime lenses when I'm out and about, doing travel and portrait photography stuff. I love that this camera is light, compact, it's weather sealed, and it just looks so pretty. But as of tomorrow, it's going to a new owner. Let me explain. I initially bought this camera because of nostalgia reasons. My first ever Fujifilm camera was the Fujifilm X-T2, and I just had so much memories with that camera, taking it throughout my travels to like Australia, Bali, Vietnam. So I thought, why not just sell my XH2 at the time and pick up the XT5 instead? I thought I could relive that magic that I felt when I was a young buck with my Fujifilm X-T2, just traveling the world, eating ramen noodles to save money because all the money was spent buying the X-T2 and the 16 to 55mm f2.8. I couldn't feed myself properly, but boy, did my photos turn out great. But times change, technology advances, camera technology advance, and for some reason, Fujifilm didn't keep up with its competitors. Because of this YouTube channel and because my love for camera tech and experimenting with different gears, different cameras and lenses, I was exposed to what's out there. I got the Nikon Z8, and that's a workhorse of a camera. That camera shoots 45 megapixel raw full frame, and it basically does what the Fujifilm X-T5 does, but it's more powerful. Right freaking here, everybody. It's a powerful camera, stack sensor, full frame, can shoot 8K 60 raw, and can autofocusing track like crazy. It's really good. The Fujifilm X-T5 isn't no slouch either. It's weather sealed, has a good EVF, takes beautiful images, dual SD card slots, these beautiful looking dials right here. Performance and reliability is not as great as something like the Nikon Z8. I also picked up the Fujifilm X-S20 like 6 months ago, and I'm having a blast with that camera. And this is the camera that I always wanted. And I always said that if there was a camera that I had to choose between like the X-T5 and the XH2 and the S or the Fujifilm X-S20, I would pick the Fujifilm X-S20. So why is that? Well, nostalgia reasons. I used to own the Fujifilm X-S10, and that was a serviceable camera for me. It did everything that I asked for when it came to image quality, the 26 megapixel sensor, the colors, everything in such like a small compact size. The XS20 refined its quirks from the XS10, and it gave me a camera that makes sense for what I do now. The video specs like the 6.2K open gate, it can do 4K 60, it has the updated battery, so better battery life. It also has that same 26 megapixel sensor that is found on the XS10. Because of that, I picked up the XS20 because I really love the XS10. I made so much videos about it on this channel and just like, profess my love for that camera. But that's the reason why I picked up the XS20. I realized the grip on the Fujifilm XS20 was a much better experience when I was traveling across Europe this past holiday. I was traveling to Spain, I went to Budapest, I went to Prague, Vienna, and it was all because of this grip that I had with the Fujifilm X-S20. Because of that grip, I was picking up the Fujifilm X-S20 more than my Fujifilm X-T5. I also didn't need the 40 megapixel RAWs. I was really happy with the 26 megapixel RAWs. I was glad because it means it took up less storage space. And if I ever wanted a high resolution camera, that's where I would pick up my Nikon Z8. The Nikon Z8 was just better overall. Yes, it's bigger, but it's also more reliable than the X-T5. The autofocusing is so much better, and everyone seems to forget that there still is an autofocusing problem in these Fujifilm cameras when it comes to tracking. It's just not up to par with its competition. I guess that's sort of my fault for experimenting with other cameras. If I didn't, I would probably still think that these autofocusing from these Fuji cameras are good. But now I have reference from different camera companies like Sony, Nikon, and Panasonic Lumix, so I know what reliable autofocusing looks like and feels like. And the Fujifilm X-T5 is not it. But you're probably going to say something like, oh, you're going to regret selling your X-T5, you're going to miss your Fuji colors, and this is why I still have my Fujifilm X-S20. I really love the X-S20. I was shooting with it the other day, and my god, I'm still having loads of fun using that camera. And if I ever want Fuji colors on my Nikon, that's where these like, cobalt image picture profiles comes into play. And they do a very great job at getting your cameras close to the Fuji colors. It's not an exact one-to-one replica. I've been quite satisfied with the results so far. I did a video about it recently on how you can get Fujifilm simulations on your Nikon camera. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave that here somewhere. That being said, I want to make this clear. The Fujifilm X-T5 is in no means a bad camera. There's nothing wrong with shooting with it. Personally, if I didn't have the Nikon Z8 or the XS20, the Fujifilm X-T5 would still be in my kit. I had loads of good memories with the X-T5. I took it to freaking Italy, took some dope ass shots with it, did a studio shoot with it, took some dope ass shot with it as well. And this camera was my go-to camera for a very long time. The image quality that you get, the colors that you get, the sharpness, the dynamic range, it's a great camera. If you're thinking about getting the X-T5, I would definitely say go for it. You're not going to regret it. However, if you're in my situation and you already have cameras that overlap with the Fujifilm X-T5, it doesn't make sense to have this camera around, in my opinion. And I'll be honest, I'm going to miss this camera. I love shooting with this thing. It's travel friendly. It's a very inspiring camera to have. It's just a nice compact setup. The problem is I just got too many cameras that does what the Fujifilm X-T5 does. So unfortunately, the X-T5 has to go. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. If you're interested in the cameras that I mentioned in this video, I'll leave the links down in the description below. And if you find this video helpful, consider subscribing for more content like this. And thanks so much for watching.